Okay, we'll start with today's presentation. Myself, Amit Gulwade, and I'm working with RS Kulkarni HVACR Consulting Engineers. I have been involved in designing various types of air conditioning system and finalizing the schemes for the projects. So let's start with the today's session, that is parking, ventilation, and lift well stairwell pressurization. Today we are going to discuss the 4 different parts, that is parking, ventilation, lift well stairwell pressurization, and building evacuation. Actually, the parking or cars are normally becomes everyday's life. It's a part of our life. Despite of widespread of public transport system in big cities like Mumbai, Delhi, nowadays everyone prefer to have their own cars. And parking facilities are therefore in great demand, particularly in big cities. Conventionally, open car parks takes up too much space. In other scenario, due to the weather change, it necessitates for the closed car parking facilities. Therefore, more and more car parks are being built, both above the floor and below the ground. However, the cars are generating the exhaust, and there are several hazardous gases like carbon monoxide, benzene, etc. This creates, these are not good for our health. So these must be extracted from the parkings or parking lots. Similarly, the building heights are increasing day by day. And when the building heights are increasing, the lift well or staircase particularly are being used to evacuate the building. And for safe evacuation of building, there is a necessity of having the clean air in these areas. So we can achieve this through the lift well and stairwell pressurization that we'll discuss in detail in further slides. Similarly, we will discuss in next slides about the building evacuation. Now, when we talked about the ventilation or car parking ventilation, we need to understand what is ventilation. Basically, ventilation is the transport of air from one place to other place. To transport air, there is some mass to be moved from one place to other place. For we'll take a typical example. When the air is at 20°C, the density of air is approximately, it varies, elevation to elevation, but approximately it is 1.2 kg per meter cube. And for venting, 10 meter cube of air from the zone involves moving of 12 kgs of air. And why I am discussing all this? Because the moving of air, or it needs some energy. So to transport the air, there are different ways. The best known method that we were using from traditions is to transport the air through the ducting by means of fans. We'll have fan at either for suction or on the discharge side. Or second method is the thermal differentials. We can call it as stack effect. If there is a temperature difference in the air, in the volume, so with that temperature difference, there is stack effect generated, and with that air movement can happen. The third method is known as a jet ventilation and utilizes the fact that the moving body changes the velocity. In the jet ventilation, there are some moving components which generates a velocity and generates a pushing force that we can call as an thrust. So these are the basic things we need to know before we move further for designing any ventilation system. Now for understanding, I have differentiated the parking types to have detailed discussion on that. I have divided in two criteria. One is parking type and second is the ventilation type. First, we'll discuss on the parking types. When it comes to parking type, there are two kind of car parks. One is open car park and other is closed car park. The open car parks includes uncovered car parks like traditional car parks or those that are sufficiently open to ensure necessary ventilation. We can call it an natural ventilation. There are several requirements must be made before we call a parking as a open parking. Definitely there are different criteria for different countries which regulates. Normally the countries which are designing the parking ventilation from since long, their criteria of designing the natural ventilation could be stringent. Generally the requirements are more specific in those countries. If we are going to discuss about the open car parks, then you can see on the screen there are some conditions mentioned, like there should be proper natural ventilation guaranteed. For that, at least two sides of the wall must be provided permanent opening. There should not be any closures on those openings. So with that, there are some constraints to that. How much opening should be there in the wall? The opening in these outside wall, which are exposed to outside, must cover at least 1/3 of the total wall area. Alternatively, if we don't have that opening, then alternatively we should have at least 2.5% of clear opening compared to floor area. So either of the criteria should match. The distance between the walls should not exceed 54 meters, as I have shown in these slides. There must be at least 5 meter distance adjacent to the either boundary wall or other building to get proper ventilation. The lowest parking level should not go below 1.3 meter from the ground level. And the main criteria is there should not be any obstruction for the natural ventilation. We can't keep in between partition walls to obstruct the ventilation. If these criteria are meeting in any of the parking, we can call this parking as an open parking. On the other hand, if any of the single criteria is not met to any of the parking, then this parking is classified into closed parking. Therefore, mechanical ventilation must be provided to those parkings. Now we'll move towards the parking ventilation type based on the ventilation provided in the parkings. Right now we'll discuss this every type one by one. We'll start with the natural ventilation. Now we were discussing just two slides before what is the natural ventilation. These are the best examples for the natural ventilation. You can see in the images the entire area is open from the periphery, whereas an air can enter from one place and exit from other place, which can move the exhaust generated by the cars, and we can get good ambience or good indoor air quality inside the parking areas, and we can utilize that. Then semi-natural ventilation. These are the, if our one criteria is meeting, like we have openings in one side in the wall and other side is closed or vice versa, then either we can follow the push ventilation, whereas we can push the air in the basement and can be leaked in the ambient, or the foul air can leak in the ambient through the ramps or other opening, other side opening, or else we can use pull method. In this case, we'll have to exhaust the air to the ambient and we can suck the air from other side without any ducting. Then there are second method called as an semi-conventional ventilation. If we don't have the openings on the walls, then forcefully we'll have to use the fans for the air inlet as well as air outlet. In this case, both the fans, like supply air and exhaust air fan, has to be installed for proper mechanical ventilation. Then conventional ventilation. These are the conventional ventilations used in the buildings from since very long. The conventional ventilations are basically consists of fresh air and exhaust air fan with the combination of duct for the air transport. In practice, there are several problems with the conventional ventilation system. Like when we have, as we are going to maintain the, rather we will try to, when designer tries to reduce the energy, that time to reduce the pressure drop across the duct, he will increase the duct sizes. When we increase the duct sizes, we'll get lesser amount of space to be used for the parking, which is the biggest drawback of this type of ventilation. Then there are chances where we can generate the dead corners with little or no ventilation. Likewise, fire protection installations such as fire fan, fire doors, and the firewalls prevents an unobstructed view of the car parks. Similarly, energy is a major concern. So, to overcome all these issues, there is one more ventilation can be applied. Nowadays, most of buildings follows this to have ductless ventilation. As we discussed that conventional ventilation consumes a lot of space. In this particular type of ventilation, we are using the jet fans. Jet fans are basically designed on impulse principle. It throws the air from smaller cavity, rather smaller space in the fans from the outlet, which discharges the air at higher velocity. When this air collides with the outside air in the parking area, it generates a thrust. The air forwards while this same air is thrown to the direction of the air discharge from the fan, which this effect is called as an induction effect. There is surrounding air will be moved in the direction of airflow. In the car parking facilities, jet fans can be used to replace the ducts or extraction of the exhaust generated by the vehicles, which might be CO or LPG. These systems offers us numerous advantages over the conventional ventilation car park. The space saving in the ceilings, the flexible installation of the jet fans, This optimizes the ventilation. No dead blocks or zones will be generated. Of course, we'll have to take some precautions that we'll discuss in next slides. Energy saving, as we don't have ducts and the higher pressure drops in the ducts in these systems, the energy requirement of these systems will be less. Again, as we don't have the bigger ducts in this kind of systems, the cost of installation of the ventilation system is less. These kind of fans are designed such a way that it handles smokes also. These are some of the installation of the ductless ventilation. Now we have seen the multiple type of ventilation systems. So when designer designs any ventilation system, he has to consider some aspects. Like the purpose of ventilation is to remove the contaminated air and allow outside air to replace with the air which we are throwing in the ambient. With that, the flue gases are thrown out. That is the main criteria or major motto should be there for the designers. And second criteria is when we design the parking ventilation scheme, then we should maintain the smoke levels below the 2.5 meter height. The reason of this is when we have smoke levels maintained at 2 to 2.5 meter, this is the normal human being's height, whereas then we can see the visibility is higher in this case. Also, the firefighters can reach easily to the smoke or fire locations, which of course have the good visibility. Other aspects like when designer designs any the car parking ventilation, he has to consider these parameters. We'll discuss one by one. Like he should know what are the number of car parks operating per hour. He has to evaluate that. Then he has to generate a data for car pollution emission. How much amount of gases are being generated in the parking at a single moment. Then he has to see what is the basic, how much travel time is there in the parking area, and in that duration how much smoke is being generated by vehicles. Of course, he has to study the CO concentration levels within the acceptable limits of the local standards, and minimum separation distance between intake and exhaust has to be considered. Like there should not be any short cycling of supply air and exhaust air in the system. He has to design a basement ventilation system considering all above aspects. Of course, these are the major factors that designers should consider. What is the power requirement, the noise level, that like the system, the parking ventilation system should not generate a noise that other system will get affected. He has to plan the space properly. He has to study the cost of the systems, and accordingly ventilation systems can be planned. Now we were discussing about the car parking ventilation, and I was just saying that jet ventilation or ductless ventilation is better than the conventional ventilation system, rather ducted ventilation system. I'll show you one clip. This system you can see on the screen there are two different type of ventilation systems are being compared, like ducted system and jet fan system. You can see how smoke is traveling in both the system. You can see the smoke is in conventional system is traveling from generation point to the entry point. Similar ways, this is the fire comparison. When we have fire, then how the things will happen in the parking is just a simulation. You can see the temperature, how temperature is increasing in the conventional car park ventilation systems. Now this I have made one slides for this is showing the how ductless ventilation system will act, rather behave when we have smoke generated in the parking. Now see the fire is propagated at one and start generating smokes. This is the principle of jet fan. They just throwing the air to the air path. You see how the smoke levels are properly maintained in this. We have good visibility. When we have good parking ventilation design, that is not enough when we operate the parking ventilation thing, because the power consumption is also a major concern when we design the parking ventilation system. There has to be appropriate equipment selected. With that, there has to be proper control system. It rather control systems helps to maintain the good air quality when the car park traffic is high, and when there is less amount of usage of car parking, it can save lot of energy for the user. Similarly, controlling operation of the fans according to the conditions and space can help us to maintain good quality of air in the parking area, rather CO levels in within the controllable limits. Now all these parking ventilation systems or designs can be done manually, but we don't have, rather we can't have the experiments, bigger experiments in bigger projects. For that, there are tools available in the market. With that, we can see the, rather we can simulate the parking ventilation or parking scenario. We can generate actual scenario in the softwares, and whereas we can have the analysis, and if there are any flaws or there are any hot, rather dead zones, or the fans are not efficiently working, then probably we can analyze that before executing the, rather installation of the equipments. For that, the CFD analysis are being used. Now CFD analysis is the basic computational fluid dynamics. It flows using the numerical solutions. It is just a numerical solution, but mathematical solutions cannot be solved. Rather, we have limitation to solve that mathematical equations manually. Since we have bigger areas, we should use take help of the computerized programs. We can analyze the complex problems involving fluid solid, or fluid gaseous interactions. Nowadays, CFDs are being used in various fields for modelings and designs. The basic advantage of CFD analysis is it shows us the future issues or problems in advance, whereas we can take care of those issues in advance, and rather we can design system more efficiently. Now the CFD analysis in the HVACs are used widely. Parking ventilation is one of them. Definitely most of the users are using, rather fan manufacturers are recommending to have the parking ventilation CFD analysis. But the use of the CFD analysis is not limited to that. We can have the air conditioning distributions for temperature and the air velocities, the outdoor unit analysis, or fire simulations, or building pressurizations. Now we'll see some of the examples or some of the case or project studies we did in past. This is the parking ventilation, where semi-natural ventilation is followed. Like for exhaust only, we have used the fans, and the air intake is by natural means. You can now we'll see some more slides. Like this is the slide which is showing the velocities at 0.5 meter level. This showing the velocities, how velocities, see, you can see the velocities is increasing as we are going up and up. See, the velocities at the fan level is high. So this is just some pictures taken. Even we can have 3D analysis, how air is moving from the obstacles and all that we can see in the analysis. These are just images taken for understanding. Also, we can see the CO levels at different elevation level. Like this is the CO level graph at 1.5 meters. This is the 2 meter level, how it is varying. So we can see whether these CO levels are being maintained in car parking or not. If we feel that there are some dead zones are being generated, then probably we can replace the fan position and again simulate the entire example and see the results. These are the CO levels at different heights. These are some of the examples of ductless ventilation CFD. Again, ductless ventilation CFDs examples. Now we'll discuss about this lift well stairwell pressurization. Now we heard lot of times like this building has big fire and lot of people are stuck into that. Like why I have captured this image is the staircase is not separated or not ventilated. So when as the building heights are increasing, the use of this lift well and stairwells are used to evacuate the building. We should have safe ambience for people evacuation in the building. These are the slides which are showing how air is moving in the left image shows the CFD analysis of air throwing in one point, air throwing in the staircase, and how air is moving. And right side figure shows different components for the pressurization analysis, whereas we have a single blower which is throwing air at different locations with the dampers and controlling the pressure inside the lift well. Now, when we design this pressurization systems for lift well and stairwell, we should consider some of the aspect like the pressure in the lift well, the stairwell should not be such a high that small children or old age peoples can't open. So there are some limitations to that, the pressure limits. Typically it varies from 12 Pascal to say 90 Pascal. For to maintain that pressure, earlier days they were using the constant airflow fans with the pressure relief dampers. As the pressure in the lift wells go beyond 90°, the damper used to open and air used to get exhausted. Like you can see in this left side image, the air is going out from the in between. But nowadays there are smart systems available in the market. We can use the VFDs or smart VFDs to generate the pressure inside the lift well and stairwell. Sorry. Similarly, when we design the systems for lift well and stairwell, we can use the computer aided programs. Now, for designing the lift well and stairwell pressurization, there are some computerized programs available. Even these are also manually possible, but since the buildings are very complicated nowadays, it is difficult to design the pressurization in a manual ways. Like you can see, this is the shaft, whereas then it is being pressurized for the staircase, and air is leaking in the staircase, and further it is leaking in the ambient. The adjacent pressure can be checked with the software. Similarly, these are these center one are the lifts. You can see the pressures. In the simulations also, we can check each and every wall pressure drop. Now we'll see some of the examples. Now we were discussing about the parking ventilations from the start and how these are being operated. I'll show you the two typical analysis where we don't have the sprinkler and where we have a sprinkler. Now this is the typical example where the sprinklers are not there. You can see how the smoke is being generated in the parkings and it is spreading all over the parking. The visibility is literally the very low. And parallelly, I'll show you one more. This is the example where we have sprinkler installed. You can see in the video that the air the water particles are coming out of the sprinklers, and intentionally I have kept some slide in this video to see the visibility. See, the visibility near the smoke area or affected area is very less, and visibility in other areas in other parking is high. Now we'll see the building evacuation analysis, how it has been designed or Intentionally, this video is for 24 minutes. It is one shopping complex. There are thousands, like 24,000 people are there. You can see at the right top corner of the screen where the total occupants are 24,000. These kind of analysis are basically used to check the building evacuation time, whether our building falls under the criteria of building evacuation time or not. The second purpose of doing this kind of analysis is whether our whatever escape routes are planned in the building, whether those are sufficient or not. See, this kind of risk we can't take after construction of the building. This has to be decided. The escape path has to be decided, or that analysis has to be done before executing the construction. So with this analysis, we can check the feasibility of ventilation also. See, now the people started evacuating the building, and you can see how many people are getting evacuated at the right top corner. At this moment, like 300 people come out of the building. Again, doing this kind of analysis needs definitely lot of data. Data in the sense the total floor plate area is should be known. What are the different kind of zones are there in the building that we should know. We should know the pitch height of the staircase. We should know the exact opening of staircase and the number of occupants are available in the building that we need to know. Mr. Shishir. Hello.
Sir.
Mr. Shishir.
Hello.
We
yes,
can
sir.
have, see, this video is, I have generated this video for 24 minutes. It can go on during the presentations. If we have any doubts, this is all about what I wanted to discuss with you all. If anybody wants to discuss anything, then the forum is open to discuss.
Yes, sir. We will discuss the question and answer after the session.
Okay.
So, just a single question. What Mr. Anuj Jain is asking: which simulator software you are using for these simulation ventilation system? Which software you are using?
See, there are different softwares available for different purposes. Like I am designing the CFDs for with the different softwares. Like parking CFD, there are different software like Star CCM is there, ANSYS is there, Fluent is there. The Autodesk, some softwares are there. And typically I am doing designings in the Cradle. There is one software called Cradle. These softwares are equally, good to do that analysis. And smoke venting, there are some NIST software available. You can go to NIST website and see the softwares they can use for this pressurization and smoke analysis. Building evacuation, there are different softwares available. Like this simulation is done in Pyrocene, rather Pathfinder.
Okay. So right now you would like to play this video?
Yeah, let it be playing. I mean.
Yeah, sure.
We can have questions in between if we have any questions.
Okay. So second question, what we have from Mr. Shubham Dalal, design calculation for fresh air exhaust, fresh jet fans, and fresh exhaust fan.
Okay. I didn't get the question.
Design calculation for jet fan and a fresh air fan.
Okay. Why I have not incorporated the calculation is because every zone or local authorities or local bodies are having different criterias. Like we can follow NBC or NFPA, which typically is from 8 ACPH to 12 ACPH.
But some thumb rule?
You mean to say the fan selection? The
Yeah.
question, I'm getting confused in the question. Like what I understand is question is for what should be the ACPH for parking ventilation? Is that a question?
Yes, sir. For jet fans, design calculation for jet fan.
Okay, design calculation for jet fans. Typically, if you see the characteristics of the jet fan, then it covers certain area. It depends on the manufacturer. Like the typical jet fan is covering around say 400 square meter, which is equivalent to 4,000 square feet area, and the airflow for the jet fan is around 6,000 CFM.
Okay. So, sir, another question from Mr. Sandeep Balsare. What point we have to consider if we are designing any ventilation in existing building?
Yeah. Existing building, we need to first study what are the opening, if the openings are available, or what are the obstructions are there in the system, rather in the parkings. If we see that scenario, then probably based on each and every hurdles, we need to design the ventilation system.
Okay, sir. Further, sir, another question is for a perfect ventilator system, how much would be the humidity ratio?
I
Do
don't
we have to
think that
consider?
humidity. Sorry, I don't think the parking ventilation has any criteria of humidity considerations into account.
Okay. So, sir, we have can we use the ANSYS for parking system?
Yes, definitely. I tried using that also. I used that also like 5 years back. But
Okay.
see, ANSYS is basically a vast software which are being used for modeling the small things with the small curvatures and all. Definitely, we can use that for our purpose, but it consumes a lot of times. Like one ANSYS simulation for say 1 lakh square feet building consumes at least 15 days.
Okay, so ANSYS would take is a general software. We need some specific software to design these parking ventilation.
It is
Is
our
this?
choice. Basically, it is our choice. But to answer your question, yes, we can do analysis in the ANSYS.
Okay, sir, is lift lobby pressurization is compulsory in current building, new
Yes,
buildings?
it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Sir, what would be the air change per hour in normal mode or in emergency mode?
For lift well.
Yes, sir.
Lift wells are being, designed such a way. Will see it won't operate on the ACPH. A lot of people are designing the pressurization things on the ACPH. Basically, it has been designed on the considerations of the leakages through the building. Like if we have a stairwell, we need to see what are the leakages in that stairwell. The leakages could be through the windows gaps or through the wall. Even we are thinking that the walls are rigid, there are no leakages, but that is wrong. Absolutely, there are some leakages through walls also. And parallelly, there are leakages when the doors are closed. Sorry.
Okay.
So it has been basically designed on the pressure required to maintain and the leakages calculation, not on the ACPH.
Okay, so mostly questions are we have on simulation. So one of question from Mr. Gaurav Bhatt is how much time it take to simulate this mall project, and how many core we use to run this simulation?
Okay. This is basically a 16 lakh square foot mall being constructed in Pune, and it took around 4 days to simulate this. At the trial level, when we have the lesser dense mesh, when we had the detailed mesh, it took around 15 days to simulate, and I used the 16-core computer to simulate that.
Okay. Sir, another question from Mr. Sridhar. Fire drills are doing in such a big building for awareness generally. So,
Sorry?
what you will fire drills to
Fire
evacuate the
drills.
building? Yeah. So, what would be the frequency of these drills as per NBC code?
Normally, these drills are being done in, I guess, once in a quarter.
Once in a quarter.
Hmm.
So, another question from Mr. Sumit. Do you are doing these simulation by yourself or just uploading to some third party?
No, we have software. So, see, basic intention of doing this kind of simulation is I wanted my team to get knowledge out of this simulation, so we are doing our own.
Okay. So, sir, again, repeated question from Sapan Shah, sir. How to calculate the capacity and quantity of jet fans in closed parking area, just like basement of mall?
Okay. The design criteria of jet fan is same. If you talk with any of the manufacturers, they are giving some area. Typically, it is 400 square meter or 4,000 square feet can cover the one jet, can be covered by one jet fan. The air flow rate for that is around 5,500 CFM.
So, do we have some CFM calculation as capacity is different always? Just
No,
like
see, what we are
some
doing is we are actually adding those, technical
fans one by
specification
one.
of fan in the CFD software, and we are simulating that.
One another, and if we have 8,000 square feet, so two numbers of fan, just
Typically,
like,
yes.
yeah. Okay. So, sir, another question from Mr. Deepak from BTS Group. There are many.
I just sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to clarify that. See, these are the basic criteria I'm telling. Like, for
Yeah.
8,000 square feet area requires 2 fan, but it may
Mhm.
happen that in that area there are small patches or small closures are there because of room construction inside that. Then there could be requirement of 4 fans also. That solely depends on the study. We need to first study the fans, rather the parking ventilation, and then we can conclude on the values.
Okay. Sir, if in a particular building our staircases have open window opening, so is it mandatory to have a pressurization system?
No, it is not mandatory. See, it was rather, I would say, it was not mandatory till 2016 NBC, because it is allowed if you have 0.4 square meter opening in your staircase wall, then you could have natural ventilation for the staircase. But now that clause is changed in 2016, saying you should have opening but in opposite wall, and there are rarely opposite wall openings are available in the staircase.
Okay. Sir, can you again detail about the carbon oxide sensor, CO sensors used in basement?
I mean, I need to understand what
CO2
is the
sensors.
exact question. So you want
So CO2
to say
sensors.
that how to design CO2 sensors?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The CO2 sensor area coverage is almost double the area coverage by the jet fans. It covers around, say, 8,000 square feet area for one sensor. That way, we'll have to strategically we'll have to place the CO sensors and take the inputs from them for proper controlling.
Okay. So, sir, how automation can be helpful to run a ventilation system efficiently? Question from Kapil Jain, sir.
Okay. Now, if we have like we are saying if the car parking ventilation is say 2 lakh square feet area, and in conventional or without controlling system, we could switched on all the fans are installed in the parking. Like we can have the supply air fan, the exhaust air fan, and jet fans also. Okay, in that case, we are consuming 100% energy what we have designed for parking ventilation. The other scenario could be we have the CO sensors installed with the control module. In that we can divide that particular parking in multiple zones. Like if I have say vehicle running in one zone which generates a CO, probably the CO will be sensed by the sensor in that zone, and only the parking ventilation for that zone could be started and push the air to the other zone. If it is diluted in that zone, it is fine. If not, then the next system can start. By doing this proper controlling, we can save a lot of energy for parking ventilation.
Okay, sir. Again, another question from our Bhopal chapter, Akhilesh Pandey ji. The ratio of fresh air take versus exhaust air for basement parking?
So the ratio is 100%. We do not recommend to, rather the standards do not recommend to recirculate the air.
Okay, so is it mean 6,000 CFM for fresh air? So we have to calculate 100% more, 12,000 double capacity.
No. It is not like that. If we have 6,000, if standard says that we need to have the 6,000 CFM to ventilate that parking, it means 6,000 CFM has to be supplied in the zone and 6,000 CFM has to be extracted from that zone.
Okay, so what would be the minimum height criteria for staircase and lift shaft pressurization system?
I would say the pressurization requirement starts from the same. If the building base height is 17 meter, like last occupied floor is at 17 meter, then probably we can have the natural ventilations. If the building height goes beyond that, then we need to have the pressurization.
Sir, what question from Ashu Vyas? What is the positive pressure ventilation which is prescribed by the many fire officers in certain region?
For stairwell pressurization. Okay. See the recommended pressure inside the lift well or stairwell is from 12 Pascal to 90 Pascal. Now, why there is pressure difference is when we start any VFD or fan, since it is a mechanical component, it needs certain time to get adjusted. So this is the recommended pressure range from 12 Pascal to 90 Pascal.
Okay, sir. What is the difference between these jet fan and induction fans?
No. See, jet fans is following the principle of induction. See, induction is basically when jet fan throws some air in the atmosphere, rather in the parking. With that, there is a force generated called as an induction. Induction means basically multiplication. When the air is thrown in at higher velocity, that time due to that thrust or due to the friction at the side or in the air, it generates some effect which called as an induction.
Okay, so what type of fan we are using in lift well pressurization and stair well? These what type of fan?
These can be direct drives, axial fans, tube axial fans with the VFDs.
Okay, so
See, the only criteria should be the fan efficiency should be good. That is the only criteria. We can use any kind of centrifugal fan.
okay, so in parking ventilation, in lift well pressurization, we can also have centrifugal fan at the top,
Yes,
as
yes,
we have.
yes, we can.
Okay, so sir, another question from Gaurav Bhatt. Are we are using Cradle or Star CCM Plus for the address study on mall, or some other specific software, particularly in this case?
No, this is the building evacuation analysis we are talking about, right? There is a
Yeah.
software called in Pathfinder that we are using for this analysis.
Okay. So nowadays, sir, widely software are using for these simulation and CFD. So what is difference between your recommended software and ANSYS?
No, that's what I'm saying. See, typically there are multiple ways to achieve one single thing, right? If you ask me personally, we have done the study on that, and then we concluded that this is the best software to be used for our applications. That's why we are using that software.
Okay, sir.
These softwares are, as far as what I explained in the starting is the CFD analysis is just a mathematical calculation. So these companies like Star CCM, ANSYS, Fluents are best in their modules. Okay. Only thing with that is it consumes more time. The softwares are equally good. In fact, there are a lot of people in Delhi and Mumbai, they are using these kind of softwares also.
Sir, like you define us the CO sensor we can install as per on area calculation basis. So the same we can use for jet fan also.
Yes, that's what I was discussing. Jet fans also covers area equivalent to 4,000 square feet or 400 square meter.
Okay, so sir, in case in any basement, parking basement, if jet fan stop working, then what would be the second standby option? Do we can design any further system? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, am I
Yes,
audible?
sir.
If we have any
Yeah.
question, we can begin.
So, in any parking ventilation, if jet fan stop working, then what we can design some another backup option, standby option, any?
That could happen with any of the system we design. But see, it is recommended that we should have regular maintenance for any of the systems. It is like our vehicles fail in between on the road.
Hmm.
So the solution of that, we can't keep spare. We need to have the regular maintenance of that.
Okay, so where we can get all these technical data related to the basics of ventilation design?
For that, for basic like airflow calculation, you can refer to NBC or NFPA, and there are ASHRAE standards available that we can use.
So, okay, sir. So, any particular
sorry. Yeah, please continue.
For if somebody building is platinum grade building, IGBC grade, platinum grade building. So any specific norm for placing CO2 sensor?
No, there are no specific norms. See, the how buildings are being designed is when we get the proper NOC from the authorities. That time only they are mentioning what standard we should follow when designing the buildings. Like some associations call that the building should be in line with the NBC. Some says that it is as per NFPA. Even there are different norms available. Like I was just explaining, the NBC has came up with new guidelines. Even the NBC has came up with new guidelines in 2016. Still, some designers or some building construction agencies are following the NBC 2005 also. As a designer, if somebody guides him, you design the system based on these standards, then he has to follow that standard for designing the system.
Okay, sir. So how many door, another question from Ashish Koti, sir. How many door should be we considered for calculation, fire staircase calculation?
Typically two doors. One is affected doors and one is the door connecting to the ambient or connecting to the ground.
Okay, so any document where these guidelines is mentioned?
Yeah, you can refer the NBC.
Okay, sir. So there are many questions we have, and we almost answered the maximum of them. So I would like to request attendees, sir, you can start your. I think your email ID and the contact number is showing
Yeah, I
in
have
slide.
already mentioned my email